Hey, Dave at StuffOutdoorDads.com here with another review. This time, the Mammut Masao jacket. Am I pronouncing it right? Who knows? M-A-S-A-O. Not sure. Not sure they make this jacket anymore, and unlike a lot of my gear that I have, I want to talk about the generalities of this product and what you could look for with something new, and also what this has to offer in case you can pick it up maybe on a used gear site at a little bit of a discount, or a closeout from a couple of years ago, maybe Sierra Trading Post, something like that. One's coming to our neighborhood pretty soon. Excited about that little guy. So this jacket is a non-Gore-Tex jacket. It has Mammut's own proprietary waterproofing technology, kind of like H2No for Patagonia. They have their own thing, which is, let's see, dry technology. The weird thing about Mammut's product line, as far as I can tell, is not all dry tech is created equal. Their corporate headquarters is located in Vermont, somewhere outside the Burlington area, in like Williston, I believe. And I've called them up and I talked to them about this jacket before I bought it because I wanted to know a little bit more about it. And I wanted to verify some of the stuff online because there was some inconsistencies. So I think, and the best I can tell, is this jacket was $20K. And so that's your how waterproof the jacket is and how air permeable it is. And so the first number is going to show you, if the higher the number, the more waterproof it is. And the second number, the higher the number, the more air permeable it is. And so one's talking about moisture management and the other one's talking about waterproofness, of course. And so you can have something that's really waterproof, like rubber, or something that you might wear for like sailing, foul weather gear, very waterproof, but it's going to be super hot in highly aerobic activities. So of course it's always a balance. And then the third thing is price, because Gore-Tex Pro is expensive, and at like $600 a jacket, that's just not going to do. And this was in somewhere in the $200 to $300 price point at the time, and like a lot of the stuff you've heard me talk about, it was a closeout. So I got it from Backcountry at the time. Love those guys for the most part. They steered me well. And there was a similar version of this jacket that was made by REI that had a different name and just a couple different features. Like they had sort of stretch, like neoprene here, which was nice. I forget exactly why I didn't like that jacket. I think it was the zipper placement. There was two zippers up here, and if you've watched my Outdoor Research Ascendant jacket review, you know that I love this chest pocket for putting phones in and stuff like that. Okay, and I like two hand warmer pockets. Of course, a lot of the shells, they all have hand warmer pockets that are set up to be above a harness, so you can wear a climbing harness and still access these pockets when you're using a harness. I don't climb, so that's not particularly useful, but I do like that feature because it seems badass, and you'd be like, oh yeah, you know, I need it for my climbing harness, whatever. So let's talk about some of the other features. We have two pit zips here, and you know, the thing with pit zips, I find, is that if you can't get them up and down with like one hand and grab in the end, they're kind of worthless. I've had some pit zips that stick in the past. It's really annoying. I also like that there's no garage for these zippers, or like kind of that storm seal. With waterproof zippers, it's really nice. It's easier to get in and out. And then these zipper tabs are pretty decent. There's no way you're going to see them from here. But over the last couple of years, you're seeing companies put more detail into their zipper tabs, so it's easier to grab with gloves. These are a little on the small side for that, but they do get a little bulkier to make it easier to pull with zippers. And then there's some nice touches. So there's this area is all fleece, and then there's two other areas of fleece here, and then the same thing here. Okay, so you know, you get a lot of rash from like zipping this up in the winter, getting your head stuck in here, but this one's really soft and cozy, so I don't really have any problems. But it's not so puffy that you get a lot of like ice buildup there, which kind of is, you know, defeats the purpose anyways. The hood is also very nice, very adjustable. You know, this is just like sort of my normal setting. I leave it sort of pulled halfway down, and you can tighten up sort of the sides and the back, and then it does fit over a helmet, ski helmet, which is the other feature that I like. if it gets really cold here in Vermont and New Hampshire in the middle of winter, and sometimes you're going up a lift and it's like 40 or 50 degree, 50-mile-an-hour winds, and you want to tuck yourself in as much as possible. So having a hood that can go over a ski helmet, not just a climbing helmet, is incredibly important to me. So I think that's about it. There are two other pockets in here. There's this sort of big inner pocket that's mesh. And then there's another pocket here that's sort of like for a media pocket that frankly I don't use a lot of. It does have this sort of Velcro. And I suppose you could fit like an iPod in here, but you can't fit a phone in here. It does have a little headphone port, so that's a nice touch, but I don't know anybody who really uses anything other than their phone now to stream music, or maybe like an Apple Watch or something like that. One other feature I want to talk about, let me zip this back up, is the wrist closure. So this is essential. You got to have a good wrist closure. This has different material here than the rest of this, so it's a little firmer, so it holds up better to grabbing, especially with gloves and closing. That's good. Okay, so I give them big points for adding this in there. The thing that I don't like is then if you make this too tight, it's hard to get on and off. So a little bit of elastic here I find is sort of the best combo, and the Arc'teryx Theta AR jacket that I came from had that. Replacing an Arc'teryx jacket when you have two kids is just not an option. Although they do have a new used gear website, so check that out. That might be worth it. Or you could try to find it in a closeout or something like that. But having an elastic here in addition to this with this other material would have been primo. So that's probably my only negative review for this whole jacket. How does the waterproofness work for this jacket? Again, I told you numbers were a little fuzzy online and I was having trouble getting consistencies. I have not had a problem with any water intrusion at all wearing it for the last 3 or 4 seasons, both for skiing and for my rain jacket. It's always good to get like Nick Wax and renew this, yearly to both clean it with their cleaning product, and then you also then can do another cycle where you put it back in the washer with a waterproofer and then put it in the dryer right afterwards. You can do like a rub-in product as well, but I find that it's easiest just to get the Nick Wax where you just do the wash. They normally come in a combo kit, and then the waterproofer, you wash it again and then just throw it in the dryer. And the dryer is actually recommended, which is one of the things that's a little confusing, whether or not you can put your stuff in the dryer. Normally you do like 2 or 3 garments at a time, and so I'll put in like this and my ski pants or something like that kind of all together. All right, so the Mammut Masao jacket from Dave at Outdoor Dads Stuff. Outdoor Dads Like. It's so long I can't even remember. .com. Back soon with another review for you. Thanks so much.